Good Monday morning. It is free agency frenzy today. It starts at noon, but Brad Holmes getting us started right away at 8:30 this morning. We were live when it happened, but Graham Glasgow is back as a Detroit Lion. I have to say that this was my most important in-house free agency signing of the offseason, and it has been done. This mid-February, I was doing a live show talking about the roster and what implications there would be if we lost a guy like Graham. And those are a couple of things I'm going to show you this morning, the differences between what Graham Glasgow brought to the team and how Jonah Jackson fared this past season. But I have to say, I put my list out. I said that Graham was going to be back. He's back. 3 years, $20 million is what has been reported. $9.5 million guaranteed. And this source has guaranteed this through Adam Schefter this morning on ESPN. But let's bring in a couple of slides here to show you why this signing is so important. And number one, what I'm going to show you here is Graham Glasgow in 2023 was brought in as a backup, right? Played 1,061 snaps. He only committed 5 penalties and allowed 2 sacks this last season in 2023. That is big time production for somebody that is supposed to be a backup. Big time production for somebody that made around $3 million last season. And now he's inked a little bit better of a deal for himself and his family. Phenomenal grades overall, 75.1, 82.1 in the run blocking scheme. And I'm willing to rest my hat on this. Wherever Graham Glasgow lined up, left guard, right guard, center, played incredibly well. And to not lock into one position, I think that what he had produced is definitely more than fair. I mean, the guy did an excellent job. Dare I say he was a big part of the reason why the inside zone running game worked as well as it did. David Montgomery did not have any problems getting through the line. And Jahmyr Gibbs, once he settled in, he followed his blockers and had an excellent season himself. So how do we compare, him to Jonah? Well, we're going to compare through PFF. But down here, you'll see that he played 797 snaps at right guard, 189 at center, and 75 at left guard. Let's bring in Jonah and compare the two here. So Jonah Jackson played 798 snaps. He missed a couple of games. Committed 5 penalties, which is equal to Graham Glasgow, allowed 2 sacks, again, equal to Graham Glasgow. Now, Jonah has been expected to hit free agency by ways of a confidential source. The Lions are going to let him walk. We'll see if that reigns true this afternoon or throughout the week until Wednesday. When the free agency really kicks off, we'll have our answer. But the floor has been set, right? Graham Glasgow just signed a 3-year, $20 million deal, roughly $6.75 million per season. Jonah has been reported to be asking north of $10 million. Why would you pay more when you got considerably less? 59.7 overall grade, 62.7 in pass blocking, and 58.2 in the run blocking scheme. For that reason and that reason alone, it does not make sense to re-sign Jonah to anything more than a few $1 million a year. If he's willing to take a cheap deal and stay with this team, I would not put it out of question, but I just don't see that happening right now. I think that Jonah, is definitely going to hit free agency, and we'll see. We'll see how much someone is willing to overpay him. But based on PFF stats, whether you believe in him or not, he did not have a great season. Played all of his snaps at left guard, and like I said, he allowed 2 sacks, 8 hits, 24 pressures. To Graham Glasgow's, 5 penalties, 2 sacks, 7 hits, and 39 pressures. Now, keep in mind that a pressure is simply just allowing the quarterback to push back the guard or the tackle into the pocket where the quarterback is considered a pressure. That's like the easiest way to get a pressure without having direct, hurry on the quarterback or a direct hit or a sack. Pressure is calculated as just moving the guard or tackle back just about 1 yard into the pocket. So pressures are overrated. Production is not. And what I see here is, Graham allowed, considerable more amount of pressure, but he didn't allow any more sacks. And Goff had plenty of time to throw. So congratulations, Graham Glasgow, on remaining a Detroit Lion. I'm glad that you came home. And now you're going to stay home for the future, at least 3 seasons. So congratulations, Graham. We'll be seeing you soon. And that's all for Rock Down Detroit Lions breaking news update on free agency frenzy signings. What will Brad Holmes do? That's the question that we'll be answering later today.